Presser.
Alright, cool. Thank you, Ryan.
You got that microphone? You want to somehow, I got tape on microphone.
I used to have one of those during the pandemic in my car.
That's exactly what it's for.
I'll just stretch my lob up there. That's the wind's going to catch too bad.
What I can do is one of these. Do it underneath. We can just clip it on.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, thanks, man. I think we got everything like that. So we only got one bar left.
See back there. Someone else will tape that. Not as much as up there.
Anything specific you want to know? I don't have suspect text. We need that.
was not. They
What are
went
you shooting at?
indiscriminate at the wall.
Through
the wall. I could tell you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but like.
No, at this time I don't believe so. Because they sent the medic into what is known as the warm zone initially because when the shot stopped,
I'm just checking to make sure you got that message. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. It's as soon as I'm guessing as soon as they come from he's going to do it. So it'll be coming up any minute, and soon for me to record it. Take it, so you guys want to do it. Okay. Okay. Yep. Sure. I'm good to get that. Sorry about that. Okay, it's all right. Can we slide over fashionably on time? Oh, thank you.
I could just be here.
Yeah.
You want
There's
me to
tape if you want to try it.
Yeah,
just try and tape it?
There's a.
Yeah, if you want to try to tape it on or go lavalier, there's a little bit of tape there. You can, if you want to tape that, yeah, go ahead and tape
Is it okay?
Yeah, that's why I looked at tape it.
It'll hold, right?
It should. Maybe if you put it here
Or just come down.
just come down here, like right here.
Hold it.
It's not, I'm not driving my vehicle, so
No. Just hold it.
I don't
hold it.
I need to get one of those right here, like that.
Without hitting there.
Yeah. Joe, you want to move that weight over the leg, one of the sandbag weights? Yeah, give it a little bit more stability.
Yeah.
Try and get another one to kind of. Just, Mike, just go right around your base. We take those.
Thanks, sir. You want me to take an extra 5 minutes? to
Check 1, 2, 3, 4.
status of
Test
victim, or
1,
you
2,
want
3,
to-
4. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm guessing they
Test
didn't
1,
release
2,
it if
3,
I haven't
4.
heard it.
Yep.
Okay. Does anybody
Thank
have
you.
mics you want me to put on? Or we got
I'm just gonna squat down in front of you guys, all right?
Hold on. Before we shoot, can I just review my note real quick? I don't want to tell you. I mean, you all got the same information. but-
facts? It's always fun with an audience, you know?
Yeah. Are you guys focusing on the whole timeline front to back, or you just kind of want to?
Yeah, just give us it all.
And you'll edit it all nice and make it
Leave nothing to the imagination.
Get you promoted to colonel.
I just couldn't remember when SWAT breached at 10:46, taking out custody.
You can look down if you need to.
Fox 8. That was the suspect from your sky shot. I might glance at my notes if that was
That's okay. We do that too.
All right, just introduce yourself and title, and we can go.
I'm Major Matthew Buzzard with the North Canton Police Department here in North Canton, Ohio. Thank everyone for coming out. We'll have some follow-up from the active shooter incident this morning. We got a call at 8:50 for a injured person at the Versailles Garden Apartments. The caller kind of had broken English, so all we knew was somebody was injured. 2 minutes later, at 8:52, we received a phone call that they heard shots fired in the area. Our first officer was on scene at 8:55. He confirmed shots fired. We had two additional officers show up, and they went ahead and made entry into the victim's apartment. They located the victim in the hallway bleeding from multiple gunshot wounds. They called for medics. Medics entered the warm zone. A warm zone is basically when shots aren't being fired. It quickly turned to a hot zone as bullets started coming through the wall at the officers and the medics. They took cover. Officers pushed to the back of the apartment where one of the sergeants, a former SWAT officer, ripped the window out with his bare hands, jumped out the window, and they pulled her out and evacuated out the back window of the apartment. They set up perimeter. We called in mutual aid. We called in SWAT. We had help from our federal partners at the FBI and the U.S. Marshal's office. And the scene kind of stayed that way for the next hour. FBI was able to eventually get him on the phone briefly. Then they hung up. SWAT officers at 10:46 breached the apartment, and the suspect was taken into custody without incident at 10:48. Somehow, by the grace of God, no other injuries have been reported. None of the officers on scene were injured. Nobody in surrounding apartments were injured. I have no idea how, but as far as coming to a close, that's about as best as we could ask for. Does anybody have any questions?
Just talk about where this shooter was shooting from, what that was like.
Absolutely. So the Versailles apartments are all basically one big unit broke into 3 different buildings: Building A, Building B, Building C. The shooter was in Building A, shooting from the east to the west into the not adjoining, but there's a kind of a hallway in between the buildings, shooting through that passageway and into the other building indiscriminately. There's no connection that we can find currently between the suspect and the victim. And at this point, we don't really have a motive of why the shots are being fired.
So which buildings were involved, A and what?
A and B.
A and B. So they are 2 different buildings.
They're 2 different buildings all under the same roof. So there's a roof line, a hallway, so it's a covered walkway basically. You have doors on this side, doors on this side. Suspect was in apartment A, and he was shooting westbound in apartment B, but did not know what he was shooting at.
When you say apartment A, that houses a handful of actual complexes.
Correct.
Right?
So you have it's all on the first floor. Building A has apartment 1, 3, 5 as you go further down the hallway. Just happened to be shooting straight across the hallway into Building B, which also has apartments down the hallway.
Do you know what actual complex it was? Okay, is there a number associated with the letters?
175 was the apartment. 175, buildings A and B. I know some of you already had that information.
Can you tell if he was shooting with a rifle? Was he shooting with a handgun?
I can tell you we recovered a AR at the scene and a handgun at the scene.
They were both fired, or do you know?
That I'm not sure.
Are you able to speak to the victim's wounds? What was that like when medical staff showed up?
I cannot speak to what the wounds were. I know I spoke to the sergeant who was first on scene. He had the medic evaluating the patient, basically just yelled, "Is she gonna live?" He said, "I believe so." They scooped her up and left. So, yes, outside of that, I don't know.
Can you talk about how dangerous a situation like this, especially when you have several different agencies show up trying to get in contact with someone who's doing this?
Absolutely. It's an incredibly difficult and dangerous situation. First off, our 3 officers from North Canton that went in, just amazing courage. You know bullets have flown and you know bullets are flying, and they're in there doing their job. That's what these guys are paid to do. That's what the community expects, and that's what they did today. And then, so anytime we have an active shooter situation, obviously it can be chaotic. We got media showing up, we've got multiple agencies showing up, and I couldn't be more proud of our Stark County agencies. Jackson, Stark County Sheriff's Office, East Canton, Uniontown. I mean, I hate to leave anybody out, but pretty much everybody had showed up today. We had our federal partners with the FBI and the U.S. Marshals, SWAT members from Canton, and some Canton officers doing traffic control. As far as today's events went, that was about as well as I could see going. Communication is always the tricky part. We were able to get on the same channel together, and very pleased with the outcome. Obviously, we'll still do a post-incident evaluation to see if there's anything we can do better, but man, I couldn't be more proud and pleased with the way all the agencies work together.
How did they breach the apartment? What did they do? Is it like a battering ram, or how did they get in?
Well, the sergeant that I had spoke to, he said upon arrival that the door was open, so he walked in. I'm not sure. As far as you're saying, as far as the suspect?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the victims.
How did they get
Suspect. I didn't get the specifics of how SWAT made entry. If they had to use a battering ram or anything of that nature, but it was just reported over the radio that it was breached.
Can you give us an idea of the area that you had to block off here? Because from what I understand, Ross was in lockdown. I imagine a lot of these businesses have to shelter in place.
Correct, yeah. So any kind of active shooter where we're not really sure where the suspect is for sure and if they're going to go on the move, we put a lot of the local businesses and all the local schools on lockdown. So pretty much all of our North Canton schools went on the soft lockdown. The businesses were advised by mutual aid agencies like OSP and Stark County Sheriff's Office to lock down. Kind of right behind that apartment is the Danbury Living Center for senior living. That's the first place we put on lockdown, and we had an officer staged at that door, doing the best we can to protect everybody in the area. It's difficult. I mean, you can see as the traffic's going behind us, this is a busy area, one of our busiest streets in town. And it took probably, I think I counted 6 to 8 cruisers to shut down east and west traffic on Applegrove here. And then we expanded our perimeter as far as we could. And then obviously set our command post where we thought was safe.
Do you know anything on the background of the suspect? Anything at all on him?
I don't. Right now, we're still waiting on information to come in on, a little bit about his history. We do know it's a black male. I believe I heard in his 30s, but I have no idea on history or mental status or how we ended up today.
On the victim, is she hospitalized, undergoing surgery or any procedure from this?
The last update I got was just that she had been transported to a local hospital.
Don't
So
know which one.
I'm not sure which one, and I'm not sure of her current condition.
And charges are forthcoming.
Charges are forthcoming. As soon as we have a charged suspect, we'll release all information.
Were there any other bystanders that police and SWAT had to manage in that moment that were caught in that crossfire when they arrived?
Upon their arrival, as the gunshots rang out, people were leaving their apartment, and actually some of our medics did a great job of trying to help them get out of the area. And so we got everybody out that we could kind of get out of the area. Everybody else, we just said shelter in place at this moment.
Are there 2 floors or 3 floors to these apartment buildings?
There are 2 floors. There's a set of stairs that go up to the 2nd level, and that's where some people were coming down. There was a report that a medic had been injured. I can confirm that a medic did, I believe, twist his knee trying to help people evacuate off them stairs. He kind of jumped down from 3 or 4 steps up and just tweaked his knee. But that is how the medic got injured.
Did they share a common wall then? Did they share a wall?
There was no shared wall, so their doors basically faced each other with that 10-foot sidewalk in between. And just imagine the bullets going from through the door, through that wall, near the door, and right into the next apartment.
So he was shooting through his apartment, through the wall,
Into-
the hallway, into the other one.
Correct.
So they share a hallway, but one side of the hallway is A building, the other side's B?
Right, but don't think of it like if an enclosed, like you're in one building. You're literally going outside to go to the other building. So you're on a concrete sidewalk outside to the other building.
Thank you.
The suspect and the victim, any relationship between the two?
There's no known connection
Didn't
between
live
either.
together?
Didn't live together, nothing.
Now, these are just common apartments, though. There's not
They're not
assisted living
nope.
or anything.
Yep. And
How many shots would you say? Is it more than like 5?
oh yeah, no. It's as the officers are in the apartment, they're calling out volleys of 8 to 9 rounds at a time. Speaking to the sergeant that was there, obviously he's in the moment. He's guesstimating could have been 50 rounds fired altogether.
So
So
he's
he's
8 to 9 shots.
more to 8. Yeah, it was 8 to 9 round volleys. So basically, 8 or 9 shots, a little break, 8 to 9 more shots, 10 shots. I can tell you, law enforcement did not return fire. Obviously, we weren't sure where. We're not just going to shoot indiscriminately.
So he was shooting the same way, through the same
He was shooting the same way. It was found in conversations with the officers that were there. He believed to have also shot kind of south through a window or through a door into towards the garage areas that's out in front of the building. So south, which would be towards us as we're standing from this way to this way.
So just to give context, that victim, she was just caught in the crossfire and shot?
100%. She was just in the apartment and struck by stray bullets coming through the wall.
And given that many rounds, this could have been so much worse.
Absolutely. Given the sheer amount of rounds that went off, and as I'm standing here on command post listening to the radio traffic, I can hear bullets whizzing by my sergeant's radio. And, you know, you try to keep it together at that point, but you automatically think about your guys in there in the thick of it, feeling helpless out here, but knowing I still have a job of coordination out here.
Did it seem like in his apartment he had some kind of a target that he was shooting at? Nothing that he was
Not
just
that I'm aware of. They
straight
swept
at?
the apartment, just made sure no other persons or IEDs or any kind of explosives were found in the area, but I have not heard of any kind of a target or anything of that nature.
And he
You're
lived
saying
there
at
alone?
least 50 shots.
That was what was reported to me, but understand that those officers were under extreme duress.
Okay.
So he's guesstimating that number. But when you're in that situation, I can tell you, you know, even 10 might sound like 50. So
And
But-
obviously no more threat to the community.
no more threat to the community at this time. We did sweep all the surrounding buildings. Nothing else was found. No explosives, no other shooters. Scene to stabilize, roadways back open, all the businesses were functioning as normal. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Just taped everybody in the place.
Well, now they want another hint.
There you go.